Hi and welcome to the Learn Jiwa educational series on basic menu navigation. Today's agenda, searching in Jiwa 7.
Okay, so the search function is this one here, this search icon looking like a magnifying glass. Shortcut to it is F3 on the keyboard, and as we can see it's in all of the forms. I'm just looking at the data master here, the inventory master here. When you actually click on the icon, what you're presented with is a number of columns. Now if you are looking at this, you may get this line actually straight hard against the top row, but as you can see here, you can actually just drag that down a little bit more, give yourself a bit of room. But the idea of this search is it lets you search for multiple outcomes at once. So if we are to search, for example, for the letter Y in the order number, you can see that all of the orders with the letter Y are now displayed, including here, for example, that Y in Phyllis. So if I was then to add a little bit more of a search, so I put in Brown over here, then you can see what we've done is reduced to only the matching records that satisfy this column and that column. And if, for example, I was after 485, then I get straight to that particular record. When I find the record, I simply click tick. Okay, the next part of search is to understand the query. So the query basically means what columns I'm going to see when I'm bringing up this search icon. So when I click here, for example, I could pick any of these outcomes. So for example, I might search by debtor, and as you can see, it brings all of the debtors as the first column. As I change this, what you're seeing is it's being updated in the background, and it will remember the search until the next time I go and change this query again. So if I go and change that to debtor, for example, and I go and type in Brown, then what we're seeing is the same result as before, but presented in different columns. Okay, the next part of the understanding is these three icons here. These records basically are being given to us because we've got this two-tail search turned on. So this icon here with the A with the arrow pointing either side means search for anything that contains this string. If we change this to the first one here, what this is actually doing is it's basically saying to us search including matches starting from an entered value. Now these three here work in with these two here, which is the sort order. So at the moment you can see I've got the Y's displaying first, but if I press this one, this will go from the top to the bottom. And what this is basically showing us is that we're getting the result of Brown, but we're also getting every other record that exists after Brown in the database. If we change this to be search including matches string with entered value, then basically what we end up here is finding all of the Browns only. If we search here, we will see a similar outcome, but what this effectively means is this second one is searching for anything that has this letter and will return the rest of the string afterwards. In this case, Brown was the first, but if we were to have Brown, for example, in the middle of the word, then this would find it using the A with the arrow either side. Final part of understanding what's going on here is to actually look at this SQL button here. So the SQL will actually show us the query that Jiwa is executing to return those records to the screen. So we can see here the various tables it's searching, and this like statement here is the search for the string Brown, which we just put in. Finally, if we were to go over to the inventory and just have a look at that for a quick tick, again we bring up the search, and you'll see that the queries that are available in each of the windows are specific to that particular area of Jiwa. So what you're seeing here, for example, in the stock, is some handy shortcuts, for example, just showing me parts with stock on hand. Or we may want to see any that have a serial number, those that have a unit of measure part number, and you can see we can search by the purpose, material classification, product type, etc. over here. So what this means, again, if we were looking for all parts which had a 118 in it, then immediately we can see the list is dropping to just the 118. If we wanted to have only 118 which has other in it, again we type that and then we can simply return the record. Okay, so that's the function of search in Jiwa.
Thanks for watching. See you next time for more great Jiwa learning videos. Need some help? Give us a call on 02 9648 3323. Cheers for now.